Let's roll right into it. Tuesday night, we got two games, and we start with New Mexico State, Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech 3-point home favorites, 52 being the total here in this matchup. I cashed a ticket last week with New Mexico State. CMAC ended up being pretty easy. Their victory on the road against UTEP. And very impressed with the young quarterback, Diego Pavia, in his second year with the Aggies. Has a good enough arm. He's extremely athletic, can run with the football, seems to be getting better. And I said after watching that game, I can't remember the last time New Mexico State had a good quarterback. Maybe I don't even remember when they've had an adequate quarterback, but they might finally have it here in Pavia. He keeps getting better, and I like what I see. They run the ball well. Their defense, it's not great, but I see improvement. I see this team getting better on the defensive side of the football week in and week out. There's a lot to like here with New Mexico State, a team that I'm not really in a rush to bet against right now, even though coming into the season, myself and a lot of other people, Connor, we expected a lot from Louisiana Tech. We at least expected them to be better this season. I just don't see it. It's been a tough season for them. Their only victory against FBS competition came against a lousy UTEP team, 24-10. Every other game they've lost to North Texas at home as favorites. Western Kentucky, they lose, and don't be fooled by that score against Western Kentucky. That was a blowout, and I think Western Kentucky kind of fell asleep in the second half and let Louisiana Tech back into that game. And then last week, or a couple weeks ago, for Louisiana Tech, they end up losing 31-23 to Middle Tennessee State. So this is just a team that Middle Tennessee State's not that great. So Louisiana Tech definitely has some problems. They have struggled without a doubt this season. The quarterback play has been erratic. Hank Bachmeier started the year. He wasn't playing well. He gets hurt. Jack Turner takes over, and really it's not all that much better since he took over. Now, the good news is it's a bye week for Louisiana Tech here entering this game. Does that help them? Perhaps, and certainly I think the betting markets are taking note of that. They bet Louisiana Tech here because this opened 2.5. It's up to 3 now. I ain't laying points with Louisiana Tech. The bye week be damned. They're not playing good football. I like what I see from New Mexico State. Don't know if I'll be on the New Mexico State side, but I'll tell you right now, +3 or better, it's New Mexico State or nothing for me in this game. C-Mac, what do you think here?
Yeah, New Mexico State playing better football after they I don't think they looked good the first few weeks after that, the hot, they were to the end, what was the last 6 weeks of last year. Pavia looks good. What I mentioned last week, how efficient they've been on offense, the yards per play. And what I see in this game is La Tech will have success throwing it a little bit on New Mexico State. That's their best numbers, but I don't trust those two quarterbacks, even with Turner. We all know about Bachmeier, how much we love him here. But they'll be able to just run the ball. New Mexico State averages over 200 yards on the ground, and La Tech is horrible. I think they're in the 120s. I have to double check that. I had it pulled up. They just can't stop the run. So I think New Mexico State should be able to run it. And one thing I've worried about a little bit on the road, but they've been better. And New Mexico State's just been good against the number, while La Tech hasn't been. I know they're at home here. I think the game's tight. So give me the 3 points with New Mexico State. I think, in a close one. La Tech just hasn't proven it can win.
Yeah, I agree with that. The only hesitation I have is it's a pretty distinct situational scheduling advantage for Louisiana Tech. They're off a bye. New Mexico State played in the middle of the week last week on the road at UTEP, now playing on the road again a second straight week. So it's definitely situational advantage for Louisiana Tech, but that's not enough to cash a ticket alone. You've got to be able to execute and play well on the field, and just haven't seen enough of it from Louisiana Tech. Their defense, too, I didn't say enough how bad it's been. I mean, they've given up pretty much 28-plus points in 4 of their last 5 games. The only team they kept below 28 was UTEP, and UTEP's offense has been a problem pretty much all season long. So, yeah, it's New Mexico State or nothing, even though Louisiana Tech has that advantage of coming off a bye week.